welcome back to Catching Up. I'm Julien Hernandez from the baseball team, and I'm here with Gabe Wasserman from cross country. Gabe, I'll give you the floor to introduce yourself.
Perfect. Thank you. My name is Gabe Wasserman. I am a senior on the cross country and track team. I'm an environmental studies sociology major from Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm also SAAC president. Super happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, Gabe. And it's been a great year for you guys. You want to take me through some of the moments that have made this year so special?
Yeah. We have a super young team. And so there's a lot of questions with how things were going to shape up. But we've had a blast. Most of our guys have had huge PRs, huge improvements this season, which is amazing, and we have some really good first years. So yeah, every race has kind of just gotten better and better, and we leave to head to regionals this weekend, which is exciting.
It's really awesome to hear that the program's heading in the right direction. And earlier this year, you guys were able to host a home meet, which rarely ever happens. Most of your meets are on the road. What was it like to be able to race at home this year?
Yeah, it was amazing. I've been here for 5 years, and this was only the second time I got to race at home. And it's just so fun having friends and family come out. It's also a huge advantage to not have to travel like the day before race. It's really taxing on your body, and so it was nice to be able to sleep in our own beds and then get after it. Yeah, so it was a blast. We had some really fast teams come down. We had Gonzaga and Wazoo come to that race, and so it was a blast. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things you mentioned earlier is you're also the president of SAAC this year. So you just want to take me a little bit what you do as SAAC president, some of the things you're doing and helping lead this year through SAAC.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things through SAAC this year. We've kind of kept on our focus of building Whit City, which is our kind of our student section, try to raise some hype around athletics, but we're also putting on different events for the athlete community, try to strengthen our community. And then we're also doing a fundraiser to give back to the Walla Walla community. So a lot of exciting things.
That's awesome. And thank you for all your time at SAAC the past couple of years. And especially with Whit City, if you look anywhere on the Whitman website and there's a photo of Whit City, you're in the middle of it. So what has it been like trying to revive Whit City from after the COVID times?
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. People just don't really have athletics on their radar. And so we're trying to rebuild that energy, trying to get people excited. I've had so many people that will come to a basketball game and say, "Oh my gosh, that was so fun. I can't believe I haven't been going." Or athletes that share that they're so appreciative when we have a big crowd. It really does make a difference when you put in so much time than to have a good game day atmosphere. And so there's been some challenges, but it's exciting that it's starting to catch on.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see because every single photo is just you and Superfan Dan. And I know you've been working behind the scenes with a lot of great people. Do you just want to talk a little bit about the other support and how you're trying to build a bigger community within Whit City?
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many people that have been super supportive. Other members of SAC have been great. You've been great. Um, and people like Jim Dow, who, have been supporters even through the pandemic, just giving us ideas, supporting us financially, really being the foundation that we can work off of. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and a special thank you to Jim for everything he's done to help keep Whit City going even before the COVID times and letting it be where it is today. But as you mentioned, heading into the NCAA regionals, big meet this weekend. What's it going to be like last possible time for you racing for Whitman and last type of regionals?
Yeah, I'm so excited. We were really close to beating a number of teams at conference, and we are definitely hungry to get after them at regionals. Yeah, I mean, we've been hitting a really good taper. I think a lot of us are feeling really strong right now, and so we'll see if we can't go out with a bang.
Right on. And it's been 5 years of you here racing at Whitman. What are some of your favorite memories as you head into senior year?
Oh man, just some good long runs with the boys. Doesn't get better than that. Beautiful sunrises, sunsets. I mean, just running in Walla Walla is amazing. This team has been amazing. I've gotten really lucky to have some pretty incredible teammates. So just spending time with them, and then, you know, it makes it easier when you're out there suffering during a race to remember that you're running for your teammates. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Gabe, for hopping on, and thank you for everything you're doing with SAAC, with City, and being a leader on the cross country team. It's been great to get to know you and to see everything you're doing. So I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on, catching up. I've been Julien Hernandez with Gabe Wasserman, and go Blues.
Thank you.
I guess welcome back to Catching Up. I'm with Korin Baker of the Whitman women's basketball team. I'm Emily Badgley of the Whitman women's soccer team. Thank you for joining us, Korin. Yeah, so your guys' season opener is coming up. You're like, what's kind of the main goal? I guess, like, what are you anticipating? Yeah, thoughts and feelings about that.
Yeah, first home games. Yeah, first home games this weekend. We're excited. You know, it's two pretty good Division III teams, so these games matter, you know, nationally. Yeah, so we're ready to just kind of come in. Been focusing a lot this week on like our defense and just really kind of locking things down. So it's kind of the main emphasis for the weekend.
Nice, nice. Yeah. No, it'll be exciting to see. I know, like, usually the atmosphere is always pretty electric for your guys' games, so that'll be good to get to join in on that. Yeah, so like for like the rest of this year as well, like what are your guys' kind of main goals?
Well, we have a lot of new people on the team. We were pretty small last year, which had its own challenges. But so this year, kind of working on getting everybody up to speed. There's a lot of offense to learn and stuff like that. So definitely kind of like a developmental year for us. But we also only lost one starter last year. So just being able to kind of like run with what we had going last year and just like add to it. So yeah.
Yeah, and you guys were actually really successful last year. I know, especially you guys had some early adversity, losing Sydney with that ACL injury, but you guys were able to rally pretty well, which was super cool to see. So, yeah, best of luck on that. I'm sure you guys are going to do great again this year. Um, yeah, I guess like, wow. I mean, you guys had the NCAA tournament as well. Do you guys feel like that's another goal, like to reach getting there, or like making the NCAA tournament and maybe even going further, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, personally, the last 2 years we've been to the NCAA tournament and lost in the second round both years. So, I mean, I'd like to go further. I'd like to know what happens next. Yeah, so that's always kind of like big, you know, long-term goals. We want to play as long as we can. But also just like teaching the new people that with those big goals in mind, you know, you have to break it down and you still have to show up every day and you have to be a little more invested in like the everyday stuff and then the big stuff will come. So
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, I mean, speaking from experience, like that has never been a focus for our team just because we've been developing for so long. But yeah, it's super cool to see like how far you guys have gone, and I really hope you guys can get further this year, in the next year. Uh, yeah, speaking of like, I guess like accolades in terms of that, like last year you got like player of the year for the conference and like all conference team and stuff like that, which is super, super cool to see, especially like from like a small school and Whitman team. I mean, do you kind of want to speak to that at all, or?
I mean, yeah, I can. I'm definitely like grateful for those things, but it's also um like it I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like I'm not playing for those like plaques and stuff because like I think if an athlete is like only playing for kind of like the recognition, it's like not enough, you
Yeah.
know, because you have to put in so much time and so much effort and energy. So, yeah, I think it's cool. I'm grateful, but I try to look more to like getting to be with the team and like growing as a person, as an athlete, all of those kind of things. And just like the relationship that playing basketball gives me with like my family and other people and other athletes, so you have to kind of to dig a little deeper, find more, than just the accolades.
Yeah. It's a really good way to put it. Yeah, this is I guess technically your senior year. Are you going to be using your COVID year option at all, or is this kind of it for you this year?
Yeah, I am gonna stay for my 5th year. A little change in major, give myself a few more credits to take and like spread it out for the next 2 seasons. This season I'm trying to like shift. I'm like, oh, I'm a junior. Like I have one more season after this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm grateful for that opportunity as well to get to play again.
No, that's super cool. Yeah, I know it's got to be kind of weird, that like feeling of being like kind of a senior, but also really kind of a junior. But yeah, I mean, super cool to have another year. I guess that's like one good thing that came out of COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah, anyway, yes, looking forward to like the rest of the season. Are there like any big games that like you guys are really looking forward to, or like rivalry kind of stuff? Especially, I mean, Whitworth is always a big rival for a lot of people. I guess like, yeah, what are your thoughts on those, I guess?
We get to go play some games in Tennessee this December, so that'll be kind of fun. It's always a good time to like go out and play other D3 schools that are like out of conference, out of kind of region. Yeah, I would say our biggest kind of like in conference rival is UPS. Like anytime we play them, it's really like it's actually a lot of fun. But they're kind of our biggest rival, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I know. I saw the preseason polls. They're unfortunately ranked ahead of you guys, which I don't think is very fair, especially considering you guys won conference last year. But yeah, I guess you'll just have to show them up. So can't wait to see that. Yeah, I guess well, since you're staying for another year, I was gonna say like any future advice to like the incoming players. Yeah, if you want to give that as well.
Yeah, I would say kind of one of my biggest takeaways is, especially at like a D3 school where, like academics is kind of the main game, it's not like you're not getting an athletic scholarship to be here. You're really just playing because you want to play. And so you have to like hold on to that and really like make sure that you're always loving it. And one of my tricks is like you can't play for the external validation of your coach, because like their job, is to make you better. And so if they're always trying to make you better, they're never going to be satisfied. So you have to be able to kind of find some internal validation in yourself, like as a person, as an athlete, because you're not going to get it from your coach. So you just have to learn to listen to them and be like, yeah, okay, I'll work on that. But you're not playing for their approval. It's one of the things I've learned.
Yeah, it's a really healthy way to look at it. I do think that tends to be the pitfalls of a lot of college athletes, is that they think that it's their coach that they've got to please, when in reality it's like you got to do it for yourself and your teammates. So it's a really healthy way to look at that. That is kind of like all for my questions. And we're kind of running low on time. So yeah, if you have any other like further things you want to say, go for it. If not, then we can come back after this break.
Yeah, I think you hit on a lot of good things, and I don't really have anything to add. I guess like I do appreciate the kind of like athletic culture at Whitman. Like even though nobody's a scholarship athlete, or maybe because nobody's a scholarship athlete, I feel like just across all sports, everybody just kind of understands each other. So it is nice to have that little bit of a community on campus.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's part of the reason why I came here as well. Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, good luck this weekend. I'm so excited to see you guys play. It's always so much fun.